Welcome back to FemJunior's Confident Communicator course introductory video series. One question that Karen and I get asked a lot is, how is an online course supposed to help me improve my presentation skills and communication skills? Well, in this video, we're going to be tackling that question.
Now, we could tell you, but instead we thought we would show you with a behind-the-scenes look at how we run this course. You'll hear from students who have taken the course and how they have transformed from being shy and nervous to confident communicators.
Before we pull back the hood on the course, there are a few things we want to make extremely clear. This course is taught live and online in real time, which means you're going to get a chance to interact with myself, Karen, and other instructors. And unlike really large MOOCs, the class is limited to about 30 students, so we're going to be cozy and give you a chance to interact with your peers as well as the instructors. And in case you have additional questions or concerns, you can hop onto the Slack channel. The instructors will respond within 24 hours. You can also schedule private office hours with them if you'd like. And we're giving you lifetime access to all of the course recordings, which means that you can log in and watch them later on, maybe before you prep for your next public speaking event.
In the 8 weeks, we will cover 6 modules. Module 1, Deliver Like a Pro. Module 2, Practice Interpersonal Skills That Wow. Module 3, Extract Your Expertise and Create Talks. In Module 4, Practice Storytelling and Practice Giving Talks. Module 5, Learn how to give effective talks. And in Module 6, how to have a vibrant presence and connect with your audience.
On top of all that, you can sign up for 2 additional weeks and choose from one of the following skill-focused modules: accent reduction, interview skills, or negotiation skills. Now, let's go behind the scenes. To make sure that you become an effective and confident communicator, each week we're going to give you an exercise. And in that exercise, you're going to practice, record yourself speaking, and then share the recording with myself and the other instructors. We'll provide you feedback and some additional help during each lab, and you'll also get a chance to interact and learn from your peers.
Let's watch a clip of how the lab works.
To get started today in the lab, I just want to share with you the format. First of all, we have a few new students, so we've asked them if they will introduce themselves. So I'll ask you to do that in just a minute. I'm then going to just talk in general terms about the lab, what I did to evaluate the lab, what I was looking for, how I think you all did in general terms. And I'd also love to hear from you how you thought it went for you. I have some specific questions about the lab from your perspective. And then I have some feedback that I'm going to give that I think all of you will be interested in. And I will illustrate that with sort of video segments from some of your videos. And this is not at all, some of these are going to be, this was a good job, here's a good example. And some of these are going to be, hey, I think you could have done a better job in this area. And I'm not at all trying to offend anyone or call you out for doing something bad. These videos were amazing, and it was really fun to see it. And it's a matter of me giving some feedback on some things that I think could have been done better, just so that you all can improve. So please don't take offense if I show one of your things and point out something that I think could have been better. Often a powerful thing to do in any talk you're giving is to admit when you've been wrong. People love to kind of understand and learn from other people's mistakes. And so Geetha did this in talking about an experience in hers. So here's a time she admitted she was wrong about something.
I was terribly homesick. I hated everything. The weather, the dorm, the food at the cafeteria, the list goes on. And no matter what I tried, I spent most of my first week sobbing into my pillow, missing my cozy room back home, or being around familiar faces and food. On one such soggy afternoon, my roommate convinced me to bike up to a sweets shop on campus. I reluctantly agreed. She ordered us both rasmalais, and I told her and myself that it wouldn't change anything. But oh boy, was I wrong.
Okay. And then she goes on to talk about how much she loves the dessert.
At the end of our course, we require all students to give a final 5-minute presentation. Now, I know what you're thinking. Do all the students actually transform in the course? Yes, they do. And we're going to give you 2 examples of students. We'll show you what they were like at the beginning of the course and how they transformed during the course and give you a couple of clips of their final presentations. Let's start with Geetha. Geetha is a software engineer who really struggled with taking complex technical concepts and presenting them to a lay audience. She was also struggling to be dynamic and create visually appealing slides that could convey these complex concepts to her lay audience. Let's take a look at Geetha in the beginning of the course.
Launching your first application with Docker. So what is Docker? Docker is a technology that helps developers build, ship, and run applications. It allows us to write the application in any programming language or framework, whether it's Ruby, Python, Java, C# to name a few. And it ships the application artifact to a version control repository called Docker Hub. And finally, it runs the application as a container in any environment, whether it's Linux, Microsoft, or Windows. Essentially, Docker is essentially platform and technology agnostic. Docker is a relatively new technology. It is only 3 years old, but it is widely adopted by industry leaders. New York Times has a diverse tech stack, and it is using Docker to create a unified deployment framework across all of its applications.
Now, here's Geetha's final presentation where you'll see how she transformed.
So, launching your first application with Docker. Imagine your business is approaching busy season. So, normally your website, which attracts 1,000 users per week, is in the next few weeks, it could be anywhere between 3,000 or 30,000 users. The traffic during this time is very unpredictable. So the engineering team has to be able to respond to this the spike in traffic, and they should be able to respond quickly by being able to add an extra server or upgrading the existing infrastructure. Normally, this process takes about 3 to 4 hours for each server, which means 3 to 4 hours of downtime. And everyone has their fingers crossed because sometimes the downtime could stretch to much more longer durations. Now, what if the 3 to 4 hours of downtime could be minimized to 3 to 4 minutes? What if the engineering team can spin up a clone of the existing server in just a few minutes? As a developer, I love that idea. That would eliminate a lot of unnecessary stress and some unwanted gray hair. This was my motivation to start working on this Docker project back in November 2015. In my 8 years of web development experience, I noticed deployments and debugging production issues are frequently a pain point for developers. So in this session today, I want to share with you 6 steps to Dockerize your application and look at some of the benefits and see how Docker can help us ease some of these pain points. What is Docker? Docker is a relatively new technology. It is only 3 years old, but it is widely adopted by industry leaders like Uber, Netflix, New York Times, to name a few. Docker helps developers build, ship, and run applications. It allows me to write an application in any programming language. And I ship the application artifact to a version control repository called Docker Hub, which is similar to GitHub. And finally, I can run the application in any platform or OS, whether it's Linux, Mac, or Windows. So Docker is essentially platform and technology agnostic.
Now let's go on to example number 2. Qianqian is a student who does not speak English natively. And like Geetha, she also needed to present complex technical information to her audience. Let's take a look at Qianqian at the beginning of the course.
I'd like to present a new energy-aware cluster head selection method for wireless sense network. I will concentrate on the following points. First, the purpose of the project will be described. And then, I am going to talk about the outcomes. Next, I will give a description of the project process. Finally, it is the ask that I expect Dr. Ni could give an approval on. If you have any questions, you can ask me at any time.
In her final presentation, notice how Qianqian uses the power of storytelling to engage her audience.
Hi everyone, my topic is about the techniques to prolong lifetime of a wireless sensor network, an improved energy-aware algorithm based on particle swarm optimization. Imagine you are a research fellow of an ecological environment, and you have a mission that you have to measure the soil condition in a wild jungle. You can go to the jungle with your team, and then do soil samplings. After that, analyze them. The challenge is that measurement is not easy in the jungle, and it will be costly. Another method for this situation is a popular technology called wireless sensor network, which is a powerful tool for this kind of problems. You can let the network to measure values while you enjoy yourself at home. So, what is an environment sensor network? It is a deployment of device with sensors which performs a measurement process. When you want to measure some important values, you can scatter this device in the field. After that, the device will collect the data and transmit the data to the sink or to other device.
Those are two examples of our previous students. There are plenty more for you to watch below. That's it for the behind-the-scenes look at our Confident Communicator course. As you can see for yourself, we've had a number of students who have truly transformed, and we believe that we can also help you become confident communicators.